This might be one of my most anticipated videos in a long time, because yes, he's finally here. We finally have the Rank 5 Ascended Arcade, and it took me a lot longer than I wanted to, certainly, because I always kind of knew Mr. Knight would be my first Rank 5, because he was the champion I really wanted to take over the edge at that point. And then I was just hoping one of those gems from M.O.D.O.K and like the Karina challenges and Act 9 would be Tech, and of course they're both double mutants. So we ended up with Emma Frost and Captain Britain, and now with my second Catalyst rank up for Rank 5, we have Arcade. And I think I got this from EQ, like the final Catalyst fragments I needed, because turns out the EQ stuff for getting Tier 5 Alpha, or whatever the hell the Catalyst I need is, they put a lot of it in there when you got Elder and stuff. And so, yeah, he's finally here, and we're gonna, of course, be doing some gameplay. All of this is on the live server, and all of this is with collectives, because I don't think there's a way you can turn collectives off, but I mean, all of my live server gameplay from now on is probably going to be with collectives. Beta server isn't going to be for a long time for me. But for the live server, yes, we will be playing with collectives. So not only is this Arcade Rank 5 Ascended, but he's also going to look a lot stronger than a lot of the gameplay I put on anyone else from like last week would be, because collectives are very OP. Because mainly just the attack and health. Like, quite frankly, that's the only thing I really care about with them. The rest of this stuff is just like whatever. The attack and health is ridiculous, because it's like 18% at the collective I have for both. So it's like you have an 18% champion boost on at all times, except it's even better than that, because if you run a boost, it doesn't increase the potency of a champion who gains like Fury effects or something, but it would increase the all of them if it's coming from collectives. So anyway, we're starting against the Dazzler in the solo coliseum. And my best run against her with a rank 4 ascended non-collective arcade was 12.8 bars, I think. We're going to take her all the way down 25 of them with this arcade here. And I don't know if that's just I was playing better with this attempt, because like that's more than double the amounts. Well, I guess if you don't have the decimal point, it's more than double the amount of bars taken down using arcade with this rank 5 ascended collected version. But this was a lot of fun. Once you get the opponent in the corner versus when you're playing arcade and they can be poisoned, you start melting them very fast. And another thing that's really important to show off with arcade in this fight is how freaking tanky he is, because when you have those arcade tokens, they're all just giving you armor rating. And dude, you don't notice this a lot on defense, because like he's never going to have a crazy amount of tokens on defense, but his armor rating, once you get 10 tokens up if you're playing him on attack, is completely ridiculous. Each one gives 10% armor rating, and I don't exactly know how that maths once you get all the exponential and diminishing returns math involved, because, you know, if you have 10, that makes it sound like you have 100% armor rating, and that makes it sound like you shouldn't take any damage. I don't exactly know all the math, but all I do know is that he's ridiculously tanky through the block, because once we get to like 20 bars down with Dazzler, you can imagine how hard her special 2 crits, or not crits through your block, but just hits through your block, because of course, like, that's a attack that with a bunch of prowess and resonance as well. That's just going to be ridiculous through your block. I'm sure if you fought her earlier, a couple weeks ago when she first came out in the solo coliseum, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Arcade with his ridiculous armor rating is able to take a lot more of it on the block than most champs are able to. So, of course, we need to keep those arcade tokens up, which we're going to lose some of them when I do my auto block, of course, when I'm charging my heavy and stuff, but I'm usually okay with that, especially if I'm baiting the special 1 and she auto blocks me. Which usually I don't trigger the auto block on her special 2, I'll only trigger the auto block if she's dropping a special 1, which naturally makes sense because I can get away from the other hits if I'm baiting the special 1, not necessarily the same case for the special 2. He also has a little bit of combat power rate reduction with his debuffs. He doesn't benefit from call or tech, but each unique debuff you have on the opponent, or unique damaging debuff, is a 7% combat power rate reduction. So In most circumstances, you're going to have 21% because you're probably going to have the Incinerate, Bleed, and Poison. But sometimes you'll only have the Poison and the Shock. It's a little weird, but and then you can get 35% technically because there's a Rupture on the Special 3, but we don't ever use the Special 3. I don't even think it's a bad idea to use it, especially in the Coliseum fights, because it would be kind of cool to go for and just start stacking a bunch of the Special 3 debuffs up early before the fight gets kind of crazy. That would also be like a decent strategy, but I didn't go for it. Might be worth doing another attempt at this fight eventually to see if the Special 3 really matters. But yeah, 17 bars down now, and we only lose like 5% when we block the specials, assuming I'm dexing all the ones I can dex. Sometimes I take a bit more block hits than I do on the other attempts. There, I only lost, I think it was 3%. I might have got like a perfect block, actually. So anyway, she's down 20 right there. And then we'll move on to dex another Special 2, of course. Another thing that's really great about Arcade for Coliseum is they've been pushing the sleep timer thing to use a relic or use a heavy. And that's very easy for Arcade to do because of the fact that he's able to just charge his heavy whenever you want, as long as you have 2 Arcade tokens, and then you'll either land it or you'll auto block and then parry, except against this Dazzler, of course, because there's the stun immune node. But yeah, you're able to just get your heavies off super easily, allowing you to bypass the sleep timer very well. And then, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a Special 2 here, then bait her Special 2. She'll drop it, and then I'll go for a run in, and then charge my heavy, probably, to make sure I get the sleep timer, and there we go, we do. And yeah, we're almost dead now, as you can see, at 17% health. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do a heavy here. And I think I'd go for another heavy, and I didn't expect it to push her to 3 bars, and it did. So yeah, we just dropped the Special 1 right here, and she runs into it, which is nice of her. And then I go for my relic so we can extend it a little further. And then I go trigger the heavy attack, which is going to place a stun, and I can go for one more Special 1. She does run into it, but we unfortunately cannot get to the 26 bars because she'll drop a Special 3 when she's at 4% left. So anyway, that is the Coliseum Dazzler, and we're going to move on to some fights from the Ordeal next. I really like using Arcade in the Ordeal. I think I took him for my villain Ordeal run with the Karina Challenge. And now we're kind of doing it again just for fun. Like, I made this team just to get some content for potentially future showcases of champions, except for Bullseye. I've already got a rank 4 Bullseye showcase up. And we're going to fight Dr. Doom first. This is one of my favorite ones in the Ordeal to use Arcade for, because Arcade has some pretty decent counter tools for this fight. One of his pre-fights gives you 100% extra ability accuracy on your hits and your abilities and parry. And that is very good against this fight because it has glance pretty much all the time. And when you drop your Special 2, that means when he does glance, your Special 2 hits and stuff, the debuffs will still apply because you get that extra ability accuracy to go through the glancing. You can also just use these heavies against Doom all you want because heavies don't glance in this fight. And then we are also using the pre-fight that we use to get the extra ability accuracy. It also gives us Incinerate immunity, so I can just deal with the Special 2 if I ate it, which I have been prone to do before. Eat a Dr. Doom Special 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do a heavy right here again. We'll stun him right there as well, and then go for another heavy, and he's just starting to melt from the poisons. We're also almost in the Isoburst mode, which is going to give us even more damage, which is awesome. And now we're in it, so we just want to do as much damage as we can here, and then I'll go for the Special 2, which is going to place the Incinerates and Bleeds, and then I can go ahead and trigger my stun. And as long as I'm actively performing an attack, we are able to keep the Isoburst active, so when we're just in our heavy animations and stuff, it stays on for a good amount of time. And as you can see here, those debuffs just wipe him out, and that is the Ordeal Doom, and I think it was like a minute and 30 seconds, basically. Minute 24. So we're going to fight M.O.D.O.K next. This was a pretty fun one. So this one, he's got a node that gives him unblockable Special 1. Arcade covers that because I have the Steadfast on my auto block. So I can just charge my heavy when he has a bar of power. If he drops a Special 1, who cares? I'm going to auto block it, and I have the Steadfast. Also, the extra ability accuracy on the parry mastery that I talked about earlier, that of course is going to help you when you have the disorients on you. And it also has Specialist 1, so my Special 1 is going to have extra attack rating, but my Special 2 and Special 3 won't, which is fine, because Arcade, he can definitely do spam Special 1 rotations, no problem. You're not losing out on too much damage by doing this over dropping Special 2s instead, because at least you're getting that Poison Cloud, and the Poison is Arcade's biggest damage resource. Even though the Bleeds and the Incinerates are good, Poisons are what you really need to be landing on the opponent, and you just get the Cloud no problem by dropping the Special 1, and of course some Shocks as well if the attack doesn't get auto-blocked to go with it. So we go ahead and drop another Special 1 there, and yeah, M.O.D.O.K is just staying in the corner, and there's not much he can do. Of course, it's not good if I hit him in an auto-block and he had Masteries to be able to parry me, but luckily he doesn't. And I didn't have enough tokens that I could auto-block him if he did hit me and I got parried, but yeah, if I had like 10, then I could go ahead, and if I ate a parry, I'd still auto-block after he tried to hit me, which is cool. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another heavy right there, and he's just stuck in the corner, man. It's pretty beautiful. We just keep going for those poisons, and we just eventually melt M.O.D.O.K, and he is gone from those poisons right there. And as far as how much of the damage in the fight was due to poison, it's 66%, which is obviously a pretty significant chunk. Okay, now we're going to go fight Weapon X. This is a very just beefy Weapon X. The nodes really don't matter here, except one thing that does matter a lot is you can't actually regen, not reverse, well, I mean, yes, reverse, but you can't reduce the regen rate of Weapon X at all unless you are using poison, and of course Arcade does that a lot. So when he's going to get all those regens from striking him, we can reduce the potency of those by a crazy amount just by poisoning him, which is pretty awesome. You can heal block him, of course, that is allowed, but poison is another RPG mechanic that helps out a lot there. So I did go ahead and charge my heavy and just trigger an auto block when he's in his berserk mode, because yes, he's unblockable, but I have a steadfast, so it doesn't matter, because then I can just auto block him anyway. And when I get that steadfast, I'll just be able to block his unblockable hits no problem, even after the auto block, because the steadfast is like a 10-second buff. And yeah, we'll just go for my Special 2 here. We get those Incinerates, Bleeds, and Poisons up, which is awesome. Go for another heavy here, push him back in the corner, charge my heavy again, which is going to trigger the Booby Trap and the passive stun. And he's just locked down, constantly getting these poisons, and he's getting close to Berserk again once that happens. I have a Relic as well, which I can just save for once the Unstoppable goes away. I think I do. No, I just go for an Intercept, but I also go for the Relic right after. And then Special 2 dropped, Incinerates, all that fun stuff, and then Weapon X goes down, absolutely no issues. So, one more fight we're doing in this video, and that is going to be against Domino in the Ordeal. Trust me, I'll have an Ultimate Showcase of Rank 5 Ascended Arcade out probably in a few weeks. Because my finals for finishing my freshman year of college are happening this week. Once all that is over, I will have a lot of time to start getting gameplay up, and I do want to do another showcase kind of month. It'll probably be like 12 like I did in December, and of course all my rank 5s, especially arcade, are going to be one of those getting featured, and hopefully I'll have like 6 after the Metamorphosis event as well. So we'll have a good bit of rank 5 showcases along with some rank 4 showcases of champions I just really want to talk about. But yeah, do be on the lookout for that. For now, we have these 5 fights with arcade, which I felt were pretty cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching them. And you can start watching this Domino melt extremely fast because of Power Shield Arcade. You just buff the damage of all those debuffs, of course, and that also includes the poisons that you're doing in the special animation. And as you can see, Domino, she takes a lot of damage and she's going to eventually die. And also Arcade isn't going to take a crit fail unless it's from a Dex or a Relic effect, because he gets the extra ability accuracy on everything else. So that is my initial showcase of Rank 5 Ascended Arcade. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Do be on the lookout for not only more arcade content, but more Rank 5 content in general coming in May. And I hope you enjoyed. Consider hitting a like, sub, and hype if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.